What was that one thing that you thought, oh my gosh, I really want to paint that person, I really want to draw that person. Have that in the back of your mind whilst you're working, and that will come out in your work, and whoever's looking at your work will fall in love with that thing as well. My name is Curtis Holder, and I am an artist working predominantly in graphite and coloured pencil. My route into drawing, I don't think was typical. As a child and young adult, I was undiagnosed dyslexia and narcolepsy. And I think I used drawing to help cope with the world. I would say that my narcolepsy and dyslexia have really helped my drawing ability. So if there are things about you that make you different, that you may sometimes feel uncomfortable with, turn it around and find a way of using that to your advantage. At the moment, I'm working on a portrait of Terence Higgins, or Terry, for the National Portrait Gallery. Unfortunately, Terry is no longer alive, so I've spent some time with his partner in order to get a sense of who Terry was. For me, what drives a sense of passion, particularly about this particular commission, is knowing who Terry was. I need to investigate more, and that's why I'm here.
So I'm Rupert Whitaker, and I am one of the founders of the Terence Higgins Trust, named after Terry. He died in 1982. He was many different things and sometimes contradictory things. He was immensely kind. And what I loved about him is he didn't take himself seriously. He also didn't take his masculinity seriously. He had a big, gruff voice, part of this person who was just gentle, easygoing, thoughtful, humorous, and had no attitude unless you had attitude.
Now I feel I have an idea of who he was as a person. If the project I'm working on isn't from life, then I make sure that I've got all the reference material I need around me. Sometimes I will start off from life, but practically people can't be there for 40 hours. I will sit with that person for a while and make really quick exploratory drawings. And those I will use as part of my reference material, as well as photographs and anything that the sitter wants to give me, because even if I'm not using them in the drawing, it's a really good reminder of who they are and the conversations that we've had. To help my sitters focus, I will usually ask them to find a spot to look at, so that when they lose focus, all I need to say is find your spot, they'll go back to that spot, and then everything else falls into place usually. Sometimes, in order for my sitters to relax, I could just ask them to put on their own playlist. That helps. Anything they can do to feel more relaxed is going to benefit all of us. To get myself into the right headspace, especially when I'm working alone, I will sometimes do some breathing exercises and even a bit of meditation, just to make sure that I'm really in the zone and ready for the work I need to do. I find my sitters in many different ways. A lot of my sitters to begin with were friends and family, and then I started going to life drawing groups, and I've even stopped people in the street and asked them to sit for me as well. The time it takes to produce a portrait really does vary. It varies depending on who I'm drawing or why I'm drawing them. It could be as short as 20 minutes for an exploratory drawing, or it could be as long as 40 hours with a sitter coming to visit me for multiple sittings. I am interested in all aspects of art, and not just portraiture. And when I go to a gallery, it's about the feeling that pulls me to a piece. In order to get inspired, I look at all types of art, not just drawing, sculpture, everything. Don't let fear hold you back. Fear is just excitement in disguise. Let fear be your guide. Do it, because we're here to experience life. We get a chance to do something wonderful. Just do it.